Have you ever stopped to think about how, well, weird Halloween is? I mean, for one night a year, we completely embrace everything we're usually taught to fear. We tell ghost stories, we put skeletons on our lawns, and we literally send our kids out into the dark. It's this incredible holiday that's stitched together from ancient fears and modern fun. So, let's peel back the mask on this thing. Why do we do it? What is it about the supernatural, the spooky, and just a good old-fashioned scare that we find so irresistible? Well, the answer is a fascinating story that stretches back thousands of years, and it shows how ancient symbols and rituals transformed into the Halloween we know and love today. It all starts with things like masks. But not the fun superhero masks we wear now. No, these were serious business, tools for survival. People wore them to confuse and hopefully ward off any angry spirits they believed were roaming the earth. And that's tied to this powerful belief in ghosts. Ancient cultures were convinced that on one particular night, the veil between our world and the spirit world became incredibly thin, allowing the dead to walk right back among the living. Then you have the bonfires. These weren't for cozy campfire songs. They were seen as massive, magical shields. The flames were thought to be powerful enough to purify the community and drive the spirits of the dead back to where they came from. And finally, candy. All that candy we get today is actually a sweet echo of ancient offerings. People would leave out food and drink as a peace offering, really, to appease any wandering souls or not-so-friendly spirits. So, how did all these pieces come together? Let's find out. Our story really begins over 2,000 years ago with the ancient Celts and a festival that marked the most important moment of their entire year. That festival was called Samhain, and by the way, it's pronounced Samhain. For the Celts, this was no ordinary holiday. This was their New Year, a time of huge magical importance. They believed that on this one night, the boundary between the world of the living and the other world just dissolved, allowing the ghosts of the dead to return to Earth. And just look at how they marked this night. These practices might seem surprisingly familiar. They lit massive bonfires for protection. They wore costumes, usually out of animal hides, to disguise themselves from any spirits looking for trouble. They left offerings to keep wandering souls happy, and they even played games to try and see into the future. It was a night of both deep respect and, yeah, a whole lot of fear. So the big question is, how did this powerful pagan ritual turn into the holiday we celebrate today? Well, the next chapter in our story involves a very strategic move by the fast-growing Catholic Church. As Christianity spread across Europe, it had a very clever strategy. Instead of trying to erase local pagan traditions, it would often just absorb them. So in the 8th century, Pope Gregory I designated November 1st as All Saints' Day. By placing a major Christian holiday right on top of Samhain, the church could co-opt the existing party, making it way easier to convert people. The Night of Spirits slowly began its transformation into a Night of Saints. And this is exactly where we get the name. All Saints' Day was also known as All Hallows' Day. Hallow is just an old word for something holy or saintly. So the evening before it, October 31st, was called All Hallows' Eve. You can see where this is going, right? Over hundreds of years, that name got shortened and slurred together into the word we all know, Halloween. And the traditions just kept blending. During the Middle Ages, a practice called souling became really popular. On All Hallows' Eve, the poor would go from door to door offering to say prayers for the souls of a family's loved ones who had passed away. In return, they'd get these little biscuits called soul cakes. This charitable exchange is the earliest ancestor of one of Halloween's absolute best traditions. But the holiday as we really know it today took shape in America. When huge waves of Irish and Scottish immigrants arrived in the 19th century, running from the potato famine, they brought their amazing folk traditions with them. And those traditions found some very fertile new ground. Okay, let's talk about the jack-o'-lantern. This tradition comes from an old Irish folktale about a guy named Stingy Jack. The story goes he tricked the devil himself and was then condemned to just roam the earth forever, with only a single burning coal inside a hollowed-out turnip to light his way. So people in Ireland and Scotland started carving scary faces into turnips to ward off Jack and other evil spirits. But when those immigrants got to America, they discovered the native pumpkin. It was bigger, softer, and just perfect for carving. This one simple, practical switch gave birth to one of the most iconic symbols of modern Halloween. Immigrants also brought over a tradition of playing tricks on neighbors. Young pranksters would wear masks so nobody could recognize them. For a long time, it was mostly harmless fun. But by the early 20th century, these pranks had escalated. Big time. We're talking widespread vandalism. The holiday was actually becoming dangerous. So, communities and storekeepers came up with a pretty clever solution: bribery. They started encouraging children to go door to door asking for treats instead. It was this big, community-led effort to redirect all that mischievous energy. The deal was simple: give us a treat, or we'll play a trick on you. And just like that, trick-or-treating became the holiday's official greeting. And that brings us to today. What started as this solemn, sacred night to mark the changing of seasons and honor the dead has completely transformed into a massive, global celebration of fantasy, community, and, let's be honest, consumerism. And the scale of it is just staggering. In the United States alone, people are projected to spend over $12 billion on Halloween this year. It's like that ancient bonfire has been replaced by a blaze of consumer spending. And if you look at where that money goes, it tells you a lot about the holiday's modern priorities. It's almost an even split between costumes that let us be someone else for a night, decorations that turn our homes into haunted houses, and candy that brings neighborhoods together. In a way, our ancient fears have been tamed, packaged up, and sold back to us as pure entertainment. So after this incredible journey from a sacred ritual to a suburban block party, what's the takeaway? Is it all just a night for costumes and candy now? Or is there something deeper still at play? Perhaps Halloween has become a safe way for us to confront our deepest anxieties about death and the unknown. For one night, we get to turn ghosts into decorations, monsters into costumes, and fear into fun. Maybe that's what Halloween truly celebrates: our courage to play with the darkness and to find light and community within it.